In the Arctic, survival is earned, never given. Every breath, every hunt, is a struggle against the cold and against rivals built to survive. The polar bear rules the ice. The killer whale dominates the sea. Two apex predators sharing a world that's changing faster than ever. On the ice, the bear waits with patience and power. Beneath the surface, the orca hunts with precision and teamwork. Both live by the same law: adapt or die. Stay with us, because you're about to see the top polar bear showdowns ever caught on camera, including rare encounters with killer whales, moments where the frozen world comes alive with power, instinct, and survival. Let's begin.
This hefty size allows polar bears
In the frozen north, where the cold can silence even the sun, two supreme predators hold their reign. The polar bear, solitary, silent, patiently waiting on the sea ice. The orca, swift, strategic, moving in perfect coordination like an army beneath the frigid waters. On one side, the polar bear, a 1,500-pound force of muscle and thick fat, wrapped in white fur-like armor, turning the ice into its ally. On the other side, the orca, an 8,000-pound powerhouse, with a body shaped like a blade, slicing through the ocean, driven by a resilient heart and a flawless system of insulation. The bear's massive paws press the ice like a warrior crossing a white battlefield. Beneath the surface, the orca's dorsal fin and tail carve the water with strength, surging forward like a black arrow through the cold. The bear's extraordinary sense of smell can detect a seal from more than a mile away. The orca needs no scent. It relies on echoes in the dark, cutting through thick ice to locate its prey. The bear's bite force, 1,200 pounds, a perfect weapon for sudden ambush. The orca's bite force, more than 19,000 pounds, powerful enough to overcome even the largest creatures. The polar bear strikes alone, silent and precise. The orca surrounds, working together like an elite unit. One relies on solitary endurance. The other is on intelligence and teamwork. When these forces collide, who will truly rule the frozen north? Before we answer, let us first discover how both hunt the same prey. Across the vast Arctic, where snow and ice stretch without end, the polar bear stands as a symbol of strength. Living alone for most of its life, it depends on remarkable adaptations to survive. Beneath its thick white coat lies a layer of insulating fat, nearly 4 inches deep armor against the brutal cold. But to maintain that armor, the bear needs an endless supply of energy, and that means hunting. Hidden in the snow, its sense of smell, over 100 times stronger than ours, guides the way. A polar bear can detect a seal from nearly 20 miles away, even when the animal is concealed beneath more than 3 feet of snow. Step by steady step, its massive paws, each more than a foot wide, carry it silently across the ice, like natural snowshoes. The tension builds. The seal is closed. This is the moment of truth where patience meets speed.
Hunting skills.
Whether it succeeds or fails, the polar bear continues its solitary journey. In this endless white world, every hunt is a test of survival. Each step is a reminder that at the very edge of the earth, only the perfectly adapted can endure. And for the polar bear, the master of the ice, the journey never ends. In the icy waters of Antarctica, a pod of orcas, each weighing between 12,000 and 20,000 pounds, fans out, leaping to scout the drifting ice floes. When a seal is spotted, the scout alerts the group with its distinctive calls. To reach prey resting on a large ice platform, the entire pod must work in perfect coordination, using every survival strategy in this unforgiving environment. The orcas create underwater waves to break the ice into smaller pieces, yet the seal remains safe. The lead female orchestrates the effort, pushing the ice toward deeper water and releasing bubbles, leaving the seal exhausted and disoriented. At that moment, the pod closes in, seizing the opportunity to feed. The seal's rich fat provides vital calories, fueling the orcas for their next hunt. This hunting technique is found in only about 100 orcas worldwide. It reveals intelligence, teamwork, and remarkable adaptation to the frozen seas, a testament to the refined survival strategies of life in the wild. On a remote coast of South America, a pod of orcas moves into the shallows. These are among the few hunters in the world bold enough to strand themselves on purpose, sliding onto the sand to reach their prey, then skillfully slipping back into the sea unharmed. For sea lions, distance from shore usually means safety. But during breeding season, when hunger grows, the orca's daring knows no bounds. A young sea lion swims close to one orca, unaware that the real danger is coming from another direction. In an instant, its path is blocked by a hunter it never saw coming. The dramatic tosses on the surface may serve to disorient the prey and loosen its tough hide, an advanced technique that demands both strength and precision.
This savage beating.
But sometimes, the orcas don't rush to finish the hunt. Instead, they carry the prey farther out, as if savoring the moment of triumph. An adult must capture at least 3 young sea lions each day to keep up its energy. Day after day, throughout the breeding season, this intelligent and highly skilled pod carries out its bold strategy, a striking example of supreme adaptation in the ocean's wild frontier. Amid the endless white ice of the Arctic, a lean polar bear moves quietly. At this time of year, on average, a bear succeeds only once in 20 hunts. For this bear, every chance matters. It ranges widely, moving with the wind to avoid giving away its scent, approaching a seal resting on the ice, each step careful and patient in this rare opportunity. Just behind its prey, the bear suddenly surges forward and seizes the seal beneath the water. The catch is small, yet the rich fat holds nearly 100,000 calories, enough to sustain the bear for an entire week. This moment is not only a success, but also proof of refined hunting skill, patience, and the survival instinct of the polar bear. But summer is approaching, and the ice is melting fast. Each hunt now demands more energy. The bears must weigh every move carefully to preserve their reserves. In this harsh world, success is rare, and every meal marks a turning point in the survival cycle of the polar bear. On the summer sea ice of the Arctic, under the dim glow of the midnight sun, a mother bear leads her cub across the endless white. Suddenly, they quicken their pace in instinctive reaction to danger. Behind them, a full-grown male is closing in. With her cub at her side, the mother's speed falters, leaving an opening for the pursuer. She turns to block his path, but the male presses forward, focusing on the more vulnerable cub trailing behind. In the confusion, the youngster slips into a melt pool, the mother close behind, but the male reaches first. At times, male polar bears target cubs when seals are scarce, driven by the need for energy. The struggle quickly gives way to a bitter truth. The chance to save her young has slipped away, and instinct forces the mother to retreat. Such scenes, though rarely witnessed, are part of polar bear life. Apex predators, wholly dependent on sea ice for survival. Biologists warn that with climate change and shrinking ice, these harsh encounters are becoming more frequent, where survival and loss can hang on the balance of a single breath. In November, the waters off San Diego turn into a grand feast of the ocean. Humpback whales, migrating south toward Mexico, pause to enjoy the rich shoals of anchovies. Even fin whales, the second largest creatures on Earth, join the gathering. But soon, the calm waters begin to stir. From afar, a pod of tropical eastern Pacific orcas moves in. With speed and flawless coordination, they close in on a pod of dolphins, unaware of the danger approaching. Relying not only on strength, the orcas exploit confusion and panic, causing their prey to scatter and lose formation. Their highly developed limbic system allows them not only to hunt with precision, but also to share the rewards, a ritual that strengthens family bonds. Out on the open ocean, when the feast is over, they continue their journey, the endless voyage of the ocean's master hunters. Thank you for watching. Be sure to hit like, subscribe, and turn on the bell so you won't miss the next stories where every creature has its journey in the wild. We'd love to hear your thoughts. Share your feelings in the comments below. What did today's moment mean to you? And next time, don't just watch come along and be part of the rhythm of the wild that lies ahead.